Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to our hybrid orientation ceremony for the fall semester 2020. Hello to our new students in the auditorium. And today on Zoom are overseas students who are still working through the process of getting to Thailand. They will, of course, join the students here for hybrid instruction until they arrive on campus. Hello, everyone on Zoom. Please give us a thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up, please. No. That's great. My name is Arlene Gonzalez. I am a doctoral student in climate change and sustainable development from the School of Environment, Resources and Development. And I will be the MC for today's orientation program. First, be welcomed by our AIT President, Dr. Eden Woon. Dr. Eden Woon assumed the position of President of AIT on September 1, 2018. During 2010 to 2017, he was the Vice President for Institutional Advancement of Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, which is highly ranked in both the QS and Times Higher Education World University rankings. He also had been a Vice President of Starbucks Coffee Company in China and the CEO of the Hong Kong General Chamber of Commerce, the oldest and largest business organization in Hong Kong. Early in his career, he had been an associate professor of mathematics at the U.S. Air Force Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, may I call on our president, Dr. Eden Woon, to address our new students.
Hello, can everybody hear me? Good morning, everybody. And good morning to the students who are watching online. As you see, many of them are there. I'll give you some numbers. We have this semester coming in about 420 new students. And out of the 420 new students, 180 are already in Thailand. And most of the 180 are here in this room, and most of the 180 are Thai students. However, we have about 240 overseas students, that's about 60%, who are still overseas. And so what they're gonna have to do is to engage in their classroom learning through what we call the hybrid classroom, a hybrid instruction, the mode of instruction. So today, they are now watching on Zoom, and we gave them a big hand, and we welcome you to be with us, and we're sorry you're not here right now, but you know, we live in unusual times. So today, we begin a very unusual semester. And this is a hybrid orientation, as the MC has said, and the semester will be a hybrid semester for many of the students for some time. And this is because we're in the middle of the global pandemic, okay, is the COVID-19 pandemic that has hit the world since probably around January and was quite serious in Thailand for a couple of months. But of course, Thailand has done quite well, and AIT has done very well. AIT has not had a single case of coronavirus since the beginning of the epidemic. And Thailand, of course, as you know, has not had a case of local transmission for over 2 months now. So here you are in AIT, you're in Thailand. We're in a little bucolic green campus. And we are here very fortunate that we can focus our mind on studying. And yes, we need to worry about health, but let's use this time to learn. But we always should be conscious that just because you have a little oasis like we do here, doesn't mean that the world is okay once again, because the world is very much not okay. Okay, and so this is a very, very unusual time, as I said. for you to be having your graduate education. So, if the world is not okay, if it is a depressing moment in human history, does that mean that we all should be depressed? Well, I don't think so. I think that with every crisis comes opportunity. So what you want to do during your time at AIT, however number of years you be at AIT, you want to look at this moment as a chance for you not to just handle the crisis and go through day by day and surviving. You should use this chance to see how you can run the daylight. Are there new things you can do? Are there more innovative ideas that can come out of this? Are there new ways of looking at how you live, looking at how you consume, looking at how you contribute to society, how you relate to people around you? One good thing about this crisis is that it's no longer going to be any good to say is business as usual, because business is not going to be as usual for several or many years to come. So I urge you to use this time at AIT. This is perfect for you. You're here in a beautiful campus with classmates who are smart, okay, who will interact with you, and you can sit here and think and learn and study and think about what you want to do when you graduate from here into a world that is very, very different. And I personally find that exciting. Okay, this is not just an ordinary time for you. This is a time for you to think ahead, think out of the box, leap forward, and think about what the world will be like. And the fact that you're here at AIT, where this is an international environment, where those students who are now online will be here. They're going to be here next month, probably, maybe some in a couple months. It doesn't matter. Whenever they're here, you have an international environment, and all of you are pursuing studies in sustainability, social impact, capacity building, and things that you can bring back to your home country or bring to other parts of Thailand. And so these are the type of studies, and now that you see that nature is so formidable and has thrust this virus on us, you will see that sustainability and taking care of the earth is a highest priority for the human race. And the fact that you're here studying those kinds of disciplines is something that you should be very happy about. And in order to help you to do this, we have faculty and staff. We have senior leadership who is here today, this morning. We have other staff around campus, and we all will make sure that you have a safe time here and that you have a time where you can learn and you can interact with your classmates. And as the MC has said, there will be a briefing on the behavioral or community compact of AIT, because we're very conscious that we want to keep the campus safe. It does no good for the campus not to be safe. And so some behavior modification is going to be necessary. I apologize for that, but everyone in the whole world, including probably many of your friends and many of your relatives, and including yourself, have been making adjustments, okay, in the last few months on how you live and the things you do. So please be ready to do some sacrifices while you're here at AIT, because we want to make sure that the whole community is indeed safe. And of course, for the online students, as I said, they will be engaged in the hybrid instruction. What that means is that there will be a residential class, and some of you will be in the class, and then there will be some of the students who cannot be here, and they will be looking and interacting with you through the cameras and through the technology that we have installed in the classrooms. So it is as if everybody is still together, except of course physically they're not here. But the technology we've installed has made it as close as possible for you to have a situation where it is like a residential experience. So therefore, the hybrid instruction will take place, and it will go on for as long as we need. But I want to ensure you that the education that you will get is going to be no different than any other semester that you're here. AIT's quality education continues without missing a beat. So I welcome all of you. The online students, I had a forum with them last Wednesday, and we went over some very complicated procedures for getting into Thailand. As you know, of course, Thailand has very stringent rules on how to arrive in Thailand. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been extremely helpful, and they're working with us step by step, and we are going through those steps as we speak. Whenever we get progress, we'll let the students know, and then they can work on their process in getting here. And all of us here, sitting here, I think that want to see them soon. And I should mention one other thing. Not only is there going to be a hybrid classroom, we're actually do some interactive things between you and them on non-academic activities. So some student activities, maybe there will be some online mixing with the residential students. So all in all, it's going to be a very different semester. For those of you who made the decision to come to AIT at this time, we thank you and we really congratulate you for being here. It's not easy getting into AIT, but we welcome you, and I will hope to see you on campus. Maybe some days, we can see each other without mask on, but I will try to recognize you even with your mask, and hopefully you can recognize me if I don't have my, well, if I do have my mask on, but let's try to have a productive and energetic and forward-looking semester. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your warm welcome to our new students. Our next speaker is our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Professor Deepak Sharma. Prior to joining AIT, Professor Sharma was the Director of the Center for Energy Policy and Professor of Energy Planning and Policy at the University of Technology, Sydney, Australia. He has been a UTS faculty member ever since receiving his PhD degree at AIT in 1991. Ladies and gentlemen, may I call on Professor Sharma, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, to welcome our new students and introduce the deans of the 3 AIT schools.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to you all, those who are present in the auditorium here and those who are joining online. It is undoubtedly a very special day in your lives, and it is a special day for us as well. You're about to begin your journey as a master's student at AIT or a PhD student at AIT. The fact that you've decided to begin your journey at a time of unprecedented uncertainty and tumult caused by the virus pandemic speaks volumes about your fortitude, your courage, and your resolve. And we salute you for that. You should also know that you're joining AIT at a very momentous time in AIT's own journey as an institution. Early last year, as part of our transformative agenda, we decided to take a deeper look at our educational programs to ensure that they are relevant to the needs of the time. This resulted in the launch of several initiatives focusing, for example, on reorienting our areas in which we excel with the challenges facing humanity, realigning our programs with our selected themes, introducing greater flexibility and choice for you as students to pursue your studies, enhanced opportunities for taking internships either in industry or community-based settings or exchanges, and many more. We worked very hard for the last many months in order to get these put into place, the arrangements for these initiatives. And just when we thought we are all set to receive you, earlier this year, Mother Nature intervened in the form of virus pandemic, as if to test resolve. Well, we respectfully heeded the nature's message to us and took up the cudgels and started to plan as to how to deal with this new challenge. Well, we realized that some of you will not be able to come for face-to-face lectures at the beginning, at least at the beginning of the semester, or possibly for a few months after that. And we wanted to ensure that this in no way dilutes the quality of the educational experience that you will have at AIT. We therefore designed a suite of smart classrooms which will offer enhanced opportunities for lectures, dialogue, participation, and several other activities. We also reminded ourselves that a lot of education takes place outside the formal classroom settings. And in order to make sure that you are able to participate in these co-curricular and some cultural activities, we ensure that our technological platforms are well equipped for that. And this point is very important for AIT because you as students, our faculty and staff, they come from diverse cultural backgrounds, each with their own way of thinking, their own way of doing things, and their own views on various things in this world. And this is what makes AIT a very special place that it is. It is a melting pot where people from diverse cultures cohabit and symbiotically enrich each other's to create a unique AIT identity. I think the significance of this remark of mine will begin to dawn on you as you begin to interact with other your fellow students, as you make new friends, as you interact with your professors, and as you begin to come under the spell of a very powerful spell of what is a unique AIT identity. This I speak from first-hand experience because about 35 or so years ago, I was sitting in this very hall as a new master's student about to begin his studies coming from another country. And the next 5 years of my stay at AIT, when I finished my master's and PhD degrees, were the most enriching and joyful years of my life. Then I left for Australia and spent close to 30 years there. And many a times during the course of those 30 years, I found myself attributing my success there to my formative years at AIT. And I do hope your time at AIT will be as formative and as remarkable as was mine, hopefully more so. They say good things happen only when someone makes them to happen. A lot of people in AIT have worked over the last so many months in preparation to welcome you here today. You will, of course, you might have already met some of these people over the last few days, and you will be meeting others in the times to come. At this point, if I may introduce three very special people who will be instrumental in making sure that your educational experience at AIT is second to none. So let me introduce them to you. Let me begin with Professor Shabaka Dakal, who is the Dean of the School of Environment, Resources and Development. Professor Dakal's areas of expertise are energy and climate policy, energy, economy, environment modeling, climate change mitigation, and sustainable cities. Professor Dhakkal is also a coordinating lead author of the 5th and the 6th assessment reports of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. And he also led the 2nd assessment report on climate change in cities of Urban Climate Change Research Network. He serves on the steering committee of Global Carbon Project, a premier scientific program under the Future Earth. Professor Dhakkal has a PhD in urban warming and energy management from the University of Tokyo, Master of Engineering in Energy Policy and Planning from AIT, and Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical Engineering from NIT Surat, India. He has also studied at MIT and University of Hong Kong. Thank you, Professor Dhakkal. Next, we have Professor Dieter Trau, the Dean of School of Engineering and Technology. Professor Trau, besides being the Dean, is also the founding director of the AIT Entrepreneurship Center. Prior to joining AIT, Professor Trau was working at the National University of Singapore, and before that, he was at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Professor Trau holds an engineering degree from Aachen University of Applied Science in Germany and a PhD in chemistry from the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. His research interests are in the areas of encapsulation technologies, bioanalytics, biosensors, and micro devices. He is an accomplished inventor and entrepreneur. He has founded several startup companies, holds a number of patents, and has published extensively. Thank you, Professor Trau. Then we have Dr. Roger Livermore, the Dean of the School of Business. Dr. Livermore is originally from the UK, and he completed his PhD in South Africa, focusing on issues of international development, poverty alleviation, and decision-making by political elites. He has 20 years of teaching experience at master's, PhD, and MBA levels. He has led several academic programs, including the prestigious MBA program of the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Before joining AIT, Dr. Livermore spent several years in Hong Kong. He teaches and researches in an eclectic range of subjects, ranging from leadership to Africa business and sports management to strategy. He has won several awards for teaching excellence, and he strongly believes in the experimental approaches to learning. Besides, he's also a big sports fan, baseball, cricket, football being his favorite sports. Thank you, Dr. Livermore. And of course, the three deans very much look forward to welcoming you to their schools. Thank you, and best wishes to you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sharma. The next one to welcome our new students is our Vice President for Knowledge Transfer, Dr. Naveed Anwar. Dr. Anwar was the longtime Executive Director of AIT Solutions, as well as affiliated faculty in structural engineering, performing outreach, consulting, and developing solutions with the business sector. He received his PhD from AIT in 2004. May I now call on Dr. Naveed Anwar, our Vice President for Knowledge Transfer, to welcome our new students.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. You know, normally when students come to AIT, we always see their smiling faces. And unfortunately, I can't tell whether you're smiling behind those masks or not, and I hope you're all happy. So I'm thinking, you know, normally when we do messaging, we always have those emojis to show our emotion, the expression, we're happy, not happy. Maybe everybody should carry a card showing how they're feeling now so they can communicate to other people effectively. So I hope that you're all happy today, as you should be, to join AIT. My job here in AIT is a little bit different from my colleague, Ms. Sharma, who is going to be looking after your education while you're studying at AIT. My job is actually to look forward and look ahead what you will be doing when you graduate. And also, while you graduate, how will you interact with the outside world? So there are a few things that we have especially been focusing on since last 1.5 years. First is for you to experience the practical sort of applications with the enterprises while you're here in multiple ways. First of all, for example, the internships. So one of the things is that we look for very good companies where you can actually have internships so that you can work on practical aspects, you can get some experience, and you can be job ready when you finish education from here. The second one is our graduate club that we have set up. This graduate club is actually, you will join it automatically once you graduate. But right now it is important for you because you can also connect with the people who have already graduated from AIT through this club. We have a mentorship program, which means that if you are interested, in fact, we will contact you soon, you can actually select or you can join this mentorship program where the people who have graduated earlier, they have made good strides in their career. They can be your mentors, they can guide you on various aspects of your studies and also to connect you with the profession and so on. So those are the two things that you can readily sort of utilize. One is the mentorship, second is the graduate club. The other thing that we also do a lot right now is, she mentioned that we were looking, I was also managing the AIT solutions. This is one of the department in AIT that actually works with the industry, but works with the outside world together with many other outreach departments that we have, like for example, AI Center and GIS on, which work on practical application and projects. So the students will also get an opportunity to work with real projects through these outreach centers. So especially in the second semester and onward, you will have an opportunity to work there as student assistants or as researchers, and you can support many of the projects, get practical experience, and also can lead to your research, feed the data to your research. So there are many ways that you can interact with the outside world while at AIT through many of the departments that we have. Entrepreneurship Center, the president mentioned, you will hear more about that from the director. That is another way that you can prepare yourself after you have completed your studies while you're studying, so that when you get back into your real life, you can be more productive, you can be more informed, you can be more ready, so that the education experience that you get here is more comprehensive, more holistic, and prepares you for the real world. So that's what we are focusing now, to make sure that our students get a very broad range of experience in addition to the core academic work that they will be doing here. So I hope to be interacting with you a lot, and wishing you all well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anwar. The next one to welcome our new students is our Vice President for Administration, Mr. Russell Rain. Before he joined AIT, Mr. Rain was Head of Business Services, Director of Operations with the International Schools Group, Jubail in Saudi Arabia, and formerly performed the same role at the United Arab Emirates University and the American University of Phnom Penh. May I now call on Mr. Rain, our Vice President for Administration, to welcome our new students.
Sawadee Krap. Good morning. How is everybody? It's lovely to see all of you here today, particularly those of you that are in the auditorium. And I know there are many of you that I perhaps met last week. Unfortunately, I know you cannot be here today. And I am so delighted and looking forward to meeting you as soon as you can get here. I cannot wait for that moment. I want to welcome you to your home away from home. This is an important adventure that you are undertaking, and I'm very excited that you are going to be part of AIT. I also wanted to let you know that one of my most favorite tasks that I have at AIT is student welfare, and that's my role that I represent here today. Those are the things like the dormitories that you will stay in, the food that you will eat, the activities that you will undertake, and many, many other things that you do that complement and supplement what it is that you're going to be doing in the classroom. We look forward to supporting you with that. Many of the people you've already met, and as I know, as you stay with us at AIT, you will get to contribute and participate. Healthy body is a healthy mind, they say. So I look forward to seeing you around the campus, cycling around, playing some football, keeping social distances at the same time, and please enjoy your time at AIT. I really have two messages that I would like to share with you today, and particularly for those students that are not that are overseas, that haven't perhaps got here yet. But when you get here, very, very important, I would like to remind you that we are guests in Thailand. That's an important statement for me to restate. We are guests in Thailand. And why did I say that? I say that because as a guest in someone else's home, the behavior that we exhibit is one that is expected in the home of that individual. In Thailand, it would be the same thing. I have to share with you, it breaks our heart when we've had to go and look after students, go to a police station, go and support a student because something, a choice has been made that possibly wasn't the best choice they could make. So please, part of our role is to remind you, for those of you that arrive from overseas, please be a wonderful guest in Thailand. It's a wonderful place. It's welcoming, it's supporting. Let's reciprocate. The second thing I'd like to leave you with is an acronym that I came across years ago when I first went overseas. And it is that you must be fat. I don't mean go to the canteen for breakfast, lunch, and supper and spend all your time there when you're not in class. It stands for be flexible, be adaptable, and be tolerant. And really, AIT is a wonderful place where you can practice being fat. It is diverse. There are many opportunities for you to learn about other cultures, other parts of the world, and to be flexible, to be adaptable and be tolerant. And by being fat, I want to remind you that AIT is a no harassment policy university. You'll learn a little bit more about that later, but very, very important that you remain fat in what it is that you do. I know we will connect with many of you that are at home. We have some great co-curricular activities set up where the students that are in the auditorium that you can see today will connect with you. We're putting together some plans, and hopefully we will be able to very soon group you together. If you're from India, you want to know what the campus is like, we'll get the Indian students to join us, and we will take you for a tour of the campus. We'll take you to the cafeteria. We're going to take you to the library. We're going to show you what happens at AIT, so that the moment you get here and get off the aeroplane and arrive at AIT, it'll be as if you were here all the time. So thank you. I want to thank you very much for making AIT your home for the next few years. May it be memorable. And thank you for choosing AIT. Have a wonderful day and the rest of the academic year. Thank you.
Okay, so before we proceed to our next speaker, let us check first our fellow students who are overseas if they are still with us. Can you give us like a wave so that we'll know if whether you're still with us or not? Wave, please, wave. Okay, thank you very much. Our last speaker, but definitely not the least, is one of the 3 members of the interim student representatives coming from the 3 schools of AIT. They will work closely with students, focusing on organizing student activities to make sure that you will have a productive but fun stay here in AIT. One of the core members is Ms. Deepsa Maharjan, a representative of the School of Management or SOM. Ms. Deepsa is a master's student in MBA program. Nathanan Promsuk, or Mr. Nan as we call him, is the representative of the School of Engineering and Technology, or SET. And myself, Arlene L. Gonzalez, a representative of the School Environment, Resources and Development, or SERD. Both of us Nan and I are PhD students. On behalf of the interim student representative, I extend our warm welcome to the batch of August 2020. With your new beginning here in AIT, our team will do its best to to ensure the cultivation of interest and enthusiasm towards an engaging and interesting activities and initiatives here in AIT. We highly encourage you all to participate in all the activities that we will be organizing this semester for you to fully appreciate the unique diversity here in our AIT community. And to our fellow students overseas, do not worry because we will also be organizing exciting and interactive activities in few weeks to come. So please watch out for our announcements. Nan?
Good morning ครับ สวัสดีครับ We will promise you นะครับ We will do our best to make you settle in our new homes AIT ครับ Thank you.
On stage, our AIT President, Dr. Woon, to give his final wrap-up message for our new students. Mr. President?
Hi, I just want to say a few things to wrap up the morning here. First of all, as you heard from Professor Dita Trau, the Entrepreneurship Center is something that we started in the fall of 2019, a year ago. And it is really to give some experience and some mentoring and some cultural immersion in entrepreneurship to our students, in addition to the academic disciplines that you are studying here. And one of the things he did mention is the Distinguished Entrepreneur Series speaker. And I can just tell you right now, this news that's hot off the press, it's in your email, I don't know if you saw it, but I just got confirmation this morning that the next Distinguished Entrepreneur speaker will be Professor Li Zixiang, who's the founding chairman of DJI, the world's largest drone company. So he will be speaking probably at the end of, near the end of September, in conjunction with the 100X and your Entrepreneurship Center anniversary. But listening to him talk, I think that you should get excited about being here at this time of your life, because I think that one thing this crisis does is to really make everybody think of new ways of doing things. I have to be very frank that after March, where I had to work from home for an extended period of time, where I was on Zoom, actually you'd be surprised how effective and how efficient that was. And so now all the staff here are thinking of new ways of using technology. You heard Dr. Naveed talk about things, not only internship in companies, but some sort of virtual internship that is being discussed. You hear about hybrid that we talked about. So many things can be done with technology. And many things should not only be thought of by us, it should be thought of by you. And this is what I mean by this is actually, ironically, an exciting time, to be alive. So that's my first point. My second point is that I hope that you paid very close attention to what Professor Kyoko, had to say. This is very important, very serious attention at AIT. And expanding from that, the general issue of complaints. If you have any issues with some policies or some things going on at AIT, we first of all encourage you to go through channels. Okay, you to go through your advisor. If it's an academic problem, if it's non-academic, we have the Office of Student Affairs. But very soon you'll be getting an email that telling you if there's something that goes beyond that, or you feel that you're not getting attention. Then there is a grievance channel at the university that you can go straight to the director, in fact, the director of administration, Ms. Eisel here, who will look at your complaint, your grievance seriously, if in fact you feel that all the other channels did not give you satisfaction. And so this is how we take grievance and complaints because we view those as ways to improve the university and ways to improve the institute. So not just as one of the slides put up there, not false accusations or fake news or passing of gossips, but serious issues. We'll be glad to look at them, and we'll look at them very earnestly and pay serious attention to them. My final point is a matter of communication. There's always people who feel that, well, I don't know what's going on. But knowing what's going on also means that you have to take some responsibility to find out. We have the Office of Student Affairs. We have your advisors. We have the departments. We have the deans. We have the academic ways for you to find out what's happening on the academic side. On the student life side, you have other ways, mainly through the Office of Student Affairs. Then we have Facebook that tells you what's going on. We have a website that's updated very regularly. And just yesterday, I think we came out with the e-newsletter. Launch of the e-newsletter yesterday is called the Ait Gazette that comes out once a month that has information about the Institute. So, take your chance, look at the emails that get sent to you, sometimes by your dean and sometimes by me. I send emails to students, every now and then. So look at those. Don't just put my name in the spam file, okay? Look at my email and look at the Facebook, look at the website, learn. And finally, we also have a practice here, since I've been here, is that I have a president's tea with students once a month, roughly. And so we'll schedule one for the end of August, and you can sign up. There's no nothing special, and just first come, first serve. You sign up, and then you can sit with me. And for the online students, I'm sure we'll do this hybrid so that we may have a few students online, a few students sitting with us, and then we'll just chat. No agenda. It's not for me to tell you something. It's really for you to just discuss about your feelings and maybe some suggestions, maybe some complaints. One way to meet the president. So the president's tea is something that we'll do probably once a month, for during the school year. And then, of course, there are other these activities that you could go to, but sadly, many of the activities would not be in person because of the COVID-19, but many of them will be done online. So in fact, you could have hundreds of people tuning in to distinguished entrepreneur series speaker, instead of being just in a auditorium. So anyway, my last word to you is that this will not be my last word to you. Is that I will see you often, and we'll be hoping to chat with you and talk to you. And those overseas, I look forward to welcome you. Please take advantage of your time here at AIT. This is a depressing time, I know, but this is also an exciting time. Take advantage of AIT, and I wish you luck in your studies, in your living, in your health, and thank you very much again for coming to AIT. Thank you.